Welcome to Mindful Mondays with Carrie. Continuing on the reparenting journey. So the past couple of weeks we talked about the inner child, what I mean by that. We started talking about reparenting, what that is, how you know you might need some reparenting, and I'm using a 4-pillar model like Dr. Nicole Pera talks about, which I also very much appreciate. So today we are on pillar 2. Just a brief recap. Reparenting is where the process of becoming a wise inner parent to your inner child. So this is really the relationship you have with yourself, and learning to, with love and compassion, be able to identify, understand, and meet the needs of this inner child in the present moment, right now, today, and moving forward. And it really goes back, if you want to go back to earlier episodes of Mindful Mondays about the awareness and context cycle, really becoming aware of what our needs and wants are, and then how do we move and express ourselves, with other people in our environment to get those needs met. So that's reparenting. Okay, again, brief recap, you might need some reparenting if you are consistently breaking promises that you make to yourself. If you have this sense of feeling unworthy or just not good enough. If you notice that you have a lot of unhealthy patterns that show up in your relationships. If you are really fearful of criticism or like rejection. If you struggle establishing and maintaining boundaries, and this is boundaries with yourself as well as other people, and if you feel disconnected from your needs, from your wants, from your desires, from your passions, any of these might indicate a need for reparenting. Okay, so pillar 2 is self-care. This goes hand in hand with last week, which we talked about loving discipline. Okay, so self-care certainly can be going to get your nails done or getting a massage, and it's deeper than that. This is really being able to understand, to support, to identify and support your needs, and also valuing your intrinsic worth. Really trusting that, knowing that as a truth, right? And you might not today, and that's okay. You're not alone. I at one point did not feel worthy myself, and now I can honestly say that I know that I am intrinsically worthy, even on days that aren't great days. So sometimes we're not taught the value in caring for ourselves. Sometimes we're actively taught not to care for ourselves. So we lose that ability to, we're born being able to know what our wants and needs are. And sometimes we lose that. So we can cultivate it again. So when I talk about self-care, and think about things like sleep. Okay, sleep is crucial to our self-care. It's an important activity. It's not, we'll sleep when we're dead. No, that is not helpful at all. We need rest. We need sleep. So think sleep, movement, rest outside of sleep, nutrition. How do we provide ourselves with nutrition? Connection to ourselves, connection to other people, right? And some of us, I know I'm a type of person that needs a lot of time with myself. And also knowing that I need connection with other people. And then there's also connection outside to nature. That's really important. Letting our skin touch the air and the sun, right? And also connection with the universe, God, spirit, whatever that is for you. I think that's also important for our self-care, okay? So really wanting to cultivate the ability to identify, value our wants and needs, and knowing different ways of getting them met, right? So even starting to explore, like, how much rest do I need? If it's less than 7, I would challenge that. Some people do need less, but generally speaking, between 7 and 9 hours is what. Anything less than that can become sleep deprivation. So knowing what time you have to wake up, you know, working backwards to know what time you need to go to sleep. So it might be getting to sleep earlier. It might be, you know, if you struggle falling asleep, finding ways to help you, turning off screens an hour before bed, or doing a sleep meditation. Maybe drinking chamomile tea and reading a book instead of using screens. But finding ways that support you and checking in. What do you need? What are your things around sleep that help support you? Same with movement. You know, if you haven't been exercised, don't start exercising an hour a day. You're going to hurt yourself, right? Start with small things. And it's helpful to choose movement that you enjoy. Do you like yoga? Do you like walking out in nature? Do you like dancing? I like doing a little bit of all of it, right? Some weight training, some yoga, some walking outside. Love dancing. So many of my needs get met that way. You can also do it with somebody. If you have like a neighbor that you like to walk with, or a friend that like once in a while you get together with to take a walk and catch up. So then you're also meeting some social needs, right? Nutrition, you know, like, do you have anything around food? How's your relationship with food? Do you maybe allow yourself time to cook a home meal, right? Or do you meal prep on the weekend so that it's easy during the week when you're busier? Yeah, so really learning to identify and care for your wants and needs. And exploring, what do you need? What are for you, right? What works for somebody else might not work for you. So discovering that for yourself, right? Getting to know that inner child. What do they need and want? What feels balanced to them? What fills them up? What creates a satiation or like a satisfied need, right? So really playing and discovering that, right? And having fun with it. Yeah, it doesn't have to look any particular way. You get to choose. So, teachable takeaway. I know last week I asked you to choose one thing for loving self-discipline, creating habits and routines. So you can build this into that, right? Whatever you chose might be around self-care, and it might not be. There's no right or wrong. So if you want to weave that in, you can choose one thing to develop a self-care routine that's also self-discipline. It could be for this week that you just choose one thing every day. Like, what's a self-care thing, something that you can do every day that's taking care of one of your needs, right? And also to check in. Like, I think there was a teachable takeaway at some point, to pause and ponder. Like, and sometimes an alarm, it sounds silly sometimes, but I have lots of alarms set, because especially if it's not in the morning, if I get busy in the day, I might have the best intentions to do a 5-minute meditation in the middle of the day until whatever happened, and then I get sidetracked and I forget. So alarms help me. So if you set an alarm a couple times a day to even pause and ponder, to say, what is it that I'm feeling and what are my needs and wants, just so you can get more clarity around that. And then creating space and time to take care of that. So choosing one self-care activity a day if you can. If that doesn't work, choose one a week. And I really challenge you to do one a day. You deserve, it can be a 1-minute meditation. If you don't have 1 minute to take care of yourself, then please seek some support. Because you deserve a whole lot more than 1 minute a day, certainly 1 minute a day. So choose one self-care activity that you get to do for yourself every day, that's nurturing and loving to meet your needs. Okay, so thank you for joining me. I hope you have a mindful week, and join us next week. We're going on to pillars 3 and 4 over the next couple weeks of reparenting. All right. Take care. Take care.